Welcome to yesterday's news, where billionaires get broke and Republicans fight each other. Not surprising. But first, look at this cool dog I found. Everything I believed was going to happen under a Trump presidency has since gone the opposite direction. Swing voters who flipped to Trump appeared absolutely bewildered that Don 2.0 is bad for the economy. Swing state Trump voters have buyer's remorse. It's very scary. They voted for President Donald Trump to bring prices down and bolster the economy. Now they regret their vote. Michigan moderates who flipped from voting for our former President Joe Biden in 2020 to President Donald Trump in November are now regretting their decision. A focus group assembled by researcher Rich Thau last week found swing voters in the Great Lakes states were having second thoughts about their vote for Trump, with political chaos, still high grocery prices, and a plummeting stock market driving their views. Everything I believed was going to happen under a Trump presidency has since gone the opposite direction, said a woman named Shannon wearing a Central Michigan University shirt. I thought he was going to change things with affordability and make things cheaper, she added, but putting these tariffs in and terrorizing the world, now things are only going to get more expensive than they already are. What? How could the guy who bankrupted 6 of his businesses be bad with the economy? We should have been warned. Okay, so this is a list I put together of all the Trump business ventures that I could find that he either ran so poorly that they failed, had to file bankruptcy, or were found a complete scam and a judge required them to shut down. That's a lot to read. Yeah, the real businessman he is. He's gonna run the government like a business. Okay, but the rest of the world already knows new public management is a shit idea, and Trump has never run a successful business until this current politics con. Okay, but still, people need to realize the government isn't a fucking business. They are supposed to police businesses so they don't fuck us over and let them roughshod all over us. Trump says CNN and NBC are illegal and political arms of the Democrats. See, you can't have a video I make without a shit Donald Trump impression. Come on. Trump accuses the press of illegal reporting in Justice Department remarks. Trump argues the press criticism of judges should be criminalized despite the president and his allies' ongoing attacks against the judiciary. Trump's administration is also moving control of the press pool that follows the president's daily travel and activities into the White House, which has also invited far-right media personalities into briefings. The White House has also effectively barred the Associated Press from closely following White House events after the global news agency refused to adopt the name Gulf of America instead of the Gulf of Mexico, the name that most of the world continues to recognize. While condemning what he characterized as the weaponization of a Justice Department that handled investigations into allegations of election interference and obstruction, Trump turned to the officials in front of him to suggest that they must face the scum that is challenging him now. He called his criminal defense attorneys Tom Blanche and Emil Bove, now top Justice Department officials, I wonder why, warriors for him in his criminal cases. Blocking media from criticizing parts of the government? Where have I heard that before? If we don't do something soon, the US freedoms we enjoy will be no more. It's hard to believe people who claim to be patriots voted for someone actively and urgently trying to destroy our democratic system. You love America, but wished it ran more like Russia or China? We're witnessing the fall of Rome, American edition. Community is the best way to face ism. See now, friendly viewer, don't fret, as the billionaire bloodbath has begun. US billionaires have lost $415 billion under Trump 2.0, and counting. I'm gonna laugh at any billionaire LIC, so, Expectations were that billionaires would be the big winners in a Trump America 2.0. Instead, their fortunes have plummeted in the first 8 weeks. Here are the biggest losers. President Donald Trump has more billionaires in his administration than any previous president, with at least 9. He counts plenty of billionaires as friends or fans. 16 visited him at Mar-a-Lago between the election and inauguration. Meta CEO Zuckerberg reportedly just went to the White House on Wednesday following a Trump-Zuck White House meeting in early February. But having a pro-business, pro-capitalism president who is also a billionaire hasn't turned out very well for the members of the 3 Comma Club. From January 20th through Thursday, March 13th, the S&P 500 index fell 7.9%, while the tech-heavy Nasdaq index tumbled 11.8%. I mean, at least here he's lowering prices, eh? That downturn hit the country's richest people in a big way. Collectively, American billionaires are now $415 billion poorer, Forbes calculates. The market rout also hit several additional tech stocks hard. The once high-flying Magnificent Seven, Tesla, Nvidia, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Apple, and Microsoft, have collectively lost more than $1.5 trillion of their market value since January 20th, amid concerns about economic weakness. The leaders of several of those companies, including Amazon's Jeff Bezos, Google, now Alphabet's co-founder Sergey Brin, and Meta's Lizard, all attended Trump's inauguration and were given prominent placement among the attendees at the Capitol. These tycoons are now all among those whose fortunes have plunged the most since that celebration. Oh no! Anyway, I'm not going to be reading all of the names of the people that have lost money, but our two favourite scumbags, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, have lost a collective $133 billion. So much for arse-licking Trump to fill your own pockets, eh? You should have realised he's not that smart. Good. Followed by the same delivery. Fuck 'em. I think there was another post on this. They actually aren't losing money. They're crashing stock to buy dips and sell high. It's strategic based on what a commenter said. Elon is definitely losing money and is very upset about it. He lost Bill Gates' net worth in a single day. Don't think it's a single day, but like, since the inauguration, point stands. Republican constituents raged at Republican congressmen about Doge, hardly letting him get a word in at North Carolina Town Hall. I went to a GOP congressman's town hall. The rage over Doge is a force to be reckoned with. Republican Representative Chuck Edwards held a town hall in Asheville, North Carolina. Constituents raged at the congressman about Doge, hardly letting him get a word in. I almost think he enjoys this shit, one attendee told Business Insider. North Carolina Representative Chuck Edwards surely knew this was going to happen, right? I feel like this is not productive with everyone yelling at me. The congressman told the combustible crowd of constituents on Thursday night, 34 minutes into his first town hall of the year. A bespectacled, mild-mannered backbench Republican with a prominent comb-over and a thick goatee. Edwards struggled to speak over the noise. Every few minutes, he was drowned out by a cacophony of booing, jeering, and heckling. The crowd, it seemed, only wanted to talk about one thing: Doge. Like him or not, Elon Musk has brought a lot of really smart people in. Edwards said he was drowned out by boos. Doge has become the dominant storyline of Donald Trump's second presidency. As thousands of federal jobs disappear, billions of dollars in funding remain frozen, and Elon Musk's influence continues to rise, Americans' anger has bubbled over in town hall after town hall. Edwards' Thursday night debacle was the latest example. Around 300 people, many of whom looked to be in their 50s, 60s and 70s, packed into the modest community college auditorium in Asheville, a city of roughly 95,000 in a western pocket of the state. Another 1,000 people were milling around outside, holding Ukrainian flags and signs denouncing Elon Musk and his job-slashing, budget-shrinking initiative. Drug Test Musk, read one. Doge is doing exactly what Republicans have wanted since Ronald Reagan. Why are they upset? Slash the size of government? Check. Defund the VA? Check. Privatize the environment? Check. Because they didn't think it would affect themselves, just others. I agree, but to elaborate, I think it's more because they live in a fantasy land of reality TV style, my guy needs to win the show, and the other candidate sucks, and are too simple to realize that there are real-world impacts of their decisions outside of TV. Their curated world of Fox News and co. works great, as long as it stays on TV. But even those can't shroud the real consequences of what's happening. MAGA folks are effectively in a Truman Show, and are getting spooked when they're reminded they live in a fantasy land. Yeah, just look at my fucking comments. Most of them haven't really had it sink in yet, but it's getting harder and harder for them to rationalize as more and more of them are directly impacted or have friends and family who are. I implore everyone again, next election, do your research on your candidate before you vote. Don't vote for them because of their party, vote for them because of their policy.